Hello, my dear friends. How are you today? This is Tamir, and this is my piano channel, and I bring from the other studio my ES8 Kawai, which is the flagship of Kawai, the last flagship until the ES920, which is the new one. And the main differences between this one and the ES920 are not on the action or the sound generation here. It's the same sound engine as the ES920 and the same action. The differences is the material of the piano. This one is from metal and wood, and the ES920 is mainly from plastic case. And the MIDI. There is a MIDI audio and Bluetooth on the ES920, and here you don't have it. And there is a different speakers. So these have two 15 watts, so totally of 30 watts. This one two of 11 watts, totally of 22 watts. And the ES920 have 20 watts per side, so it's 40 watts. It's 10 watts over this one. So this one is 30 watts. The ES920 have 40 watts. And I think, I didn't play on the ES920, but I think it's negligible, the differences, because there is a very big, these numbers are not the true representation of the difference in the speakers, because I was playing with the speakers with 25 watts each side, which sound less better than my Kawai ES110 with only 7 watts. So it's very depending on the company that manufacture these speakers and the range of the sound that the speaker can produce. So these 30 watts of speakers are marvelous. And of course the speaker here is up front of the player and not from down there. Down there is a cone for the bass. And on the Roland FP30X, it's of course the speakers are fronting down. Okay, so it's a different experience, and I guess this one has a better speaker configuration. The FP60 and the 90 have speakers like here on the bar and up front of the player, which I personally, I prefer this configuration and not this one. Of course, as you can see, also Roland, on their more expensive instruments, they put the speakers in front of the player and not just down, like here. But anyway, it sounds good. Okay, so the speakers is not the issue. The feel, and mostly I'm not expecting the feel to be the same, even though so this is not the same. This supposed to, if I should compare it, I should compare it to the FP90X, which you can find a comparison between this to the FP90, not the 90X, the FP90, and the ES8. You can find a comparison. As you know me, I do not like Roland module pianos on their flagship, like on the FP90. So I would not touch the FP90. If I would go, it's with the FP60X, which is the same price range as the ES920 and the ES8. I guess it's more similar. But I think there is no comparison to the Kawai sound on the pianos, but there is things to say. So Kawai at their piano, to my opinion, to my taste, is a perfect piano. And this is also the cons about this piano, because there isn't the character of the piano, except it's a little bit mellow and silky. Let's go over the three. Here you've got three grand pianos. Two of them are concert grand pianos from Kawai. One of them is chamber grand piano, which is 7 foot or less, I guess. And this is 9 feet piano. So this is the SK concert grand, and this is the EX concert grand now. And this is the SK5. And you've got here also an upright sample. So this was the upright. Anyway, here you've got one concert grand, which we heard before, and one upright. And you've got 3 patches to each one. Here you've got on the piano the SK, only one patch of the SK, the EX concert grand, the full patch, and then you've got jazz grand, warm grand, pop grand. You've got 3 more grands, which we don't know which of the piano is they are. So the jazz sound to me like the SK concert grand version. It sounds more similar to the, you know what, on the bass we can hear. This is the EX. So the jazz grand more similar to the SK, okay? But the pop grand, is a variation of the EX concert grand. And of course, the SK is a full sample of an SK, and the upright piano, of course. And that's it. And there is a pop grand too, and modern piano, rock piano, and that's it. So anyway, the version I do not really use. Here you've got 3 versions of the same piano, the same, I guess, I'm not sure, but I guess the same concert grand piano. And 3 versions of the upright, when here you've got only 1 version of the upright. But usually I'm not playing the other patches, not the original sound of the piano, the tweaked version of the piano. Usually I'm not playing, I'm only playing the original sample of the piano. So let's hear again, let's go to the Roland. Let's go to the Roland and listen again to the pianos on the Roland. Because you know what, before I'll go to the Roland, let's play the pianos on the Kawai. So this is the SK, and I like, because of the speaker configuration, here I like better the SK than the EX. On the MP7 I liked the EX better. So the action on the Kawai I like much more than the action on the Roland, although I like the action of the Roland. But the Kawai are more professional, but I have to say the Kawai are more troubly. Like, not troubly, I mean, got more problems because it's more sophisticated and more, I guess, because this is a company of a regular piano, so they are making the action more similar to a regular piano than Roland. But the side effect is that this action gets malfunction faster than Roland. So here, sometimes when I play this note or the D, you see, sometimes, so I need to clean the sensors. Usually, and I bought this second hand, so I bought this for $1,300, and this one I bought for almost $1,000. Okay, so, and this one new, like the ES920 here in Israel, cost at least 8,000 or 9,000 shekels, I guess, at least. So at least $2,000, not 15 or 1,600 like out broad here in Israel. The importers are taking a little bit bigger share, and the taxes here are a little bit more than other countries. So I guess I bought it almost half price, let's say. But you've got problems, and it's on a great condition, except I need to open it and clean the sensors, I guess. I have the same problem on my MP7. I used to have MP7 temporary. The store gave me until they gave me the MP7 SE. They had the stock of, they had on the store MP7. So they told me, take the MP7 until your MP7 SE will come. And I loved the MP7. But again, on some of the keys, there was this problem. So, because one of my viewers asked me about the action thing about the MP7 SE, and yes, MP7 SE, ES8, and MP7, the beginning of the RH3 and the RH2 had some problems with the sensors. They fixed it. So my MP7 SE that I bought, which I already sold, didn't have any problem with the action. I used to have it 2 years, 1 year, 2 years. Didn't have any action problems. But the MP7 and this one, the ES8, which I bought second hand, do have a problem with the action. On the ES110, someone spilled a drink on the action, so I opened once the ES110 on a hotel and I fixed it, so I know how to do it, but I will prefer that someone more professional than me will do it, even though I think it's to clean it with alcohol, clean alcohol to clean the sensor, and it will solve this problem. Anyway, you have to understand, I guess on every digital piano that I played, after sometimes the action will start to click, make noises, make some problems. This is a natural thing, but I think that Kawai, because they are making action more sensitive, more accurate, more parts, more little parts inside of this plastic action, it tends to malfunction more, I think. Because my ES110 had a problem, as I told you, and it had a clickiness noise after a while. And this one is new, so I don't know. But I used to have Yamaha Mod X8. Also, I bought it second hand, and also it's got problem with their GHS action of Yamaha, also clickiness and things like that. But here you don't have any clickiness. the action, it feels good, but when you are repeating very fast some of the notes, they tend to disappear sometime. So I need to fix it. I'm not hurry up to do it because it's rarely happened to me, but it sometimes happens to me, so I know I need to get into do it. I don't know if I will do it or because I have two pianos and now I'm playing mostly on the Roland. And this one, when I'm going to my other studio, my mom's home with my brothers, when I'm playing, this one is there. And as I told you, most of the time, 99.5% of the time, it is not happening. So I'm postponing I'm delaying the taking care of this, but I will do it. I know, because this is magnificent. This is the best Kawai today, because it's have the most sophisticated sample engine from Kawai, and on the price, it's on a budget price relatively to other pianos that have this sound engine, because the CA49 does not have this sound engine. It's got the lower sound engine. Only the 59, the 69, now it's the 501, 601, and the 901 have this sample engine, and the 701 and the 901 have another piano's rendering engine, they call it, but it's also based on sample, not like Roland. So the truth is, it's the same engine as here, just more sophisticated. I don't know how, but it's only on the 701 or the 79, the old 79 and 99, and the new 701 and 901. So anyway, the best sample piano engine is here, okay? And I'm a enthusiast of sampled piano, not a render piano. So anyway, but I know that Kawai rendered piano are based on sampled piano, so it's the same. It's not like Roland or Pianotech or Studio Logic are making a rendered piano. So this is the SK, and this is the EX. This is their previous concert grand piano, which I love very much. So of course the sound is more silky, more clean, but the Roland has something that this one does not have mostly, and it's character. The Roland have sort of oldish character, sort of a Bechstein character. Let's listen to the Roland. And of course, the Roland got more sounds, and the Roland got more and got the audio interface, which this one and the ES920 does not have. So it's got some goodies out of his sleeves. Because they are not manufacturing acoustic pianos, I guess they are sampling Steinways, like all the rest. Of course, the Italian companies like Studio Logic and decibel are using their main piano sound as a Fazioli, which is a Italian piano company. But the other companies like Korg, most of the other companies that do not manufacture acoustic pianos are using Steinway, because Steinway are the most famous and the other piano here is the upright. So let's compare the upright sounds between these two. So this is the upright. Let's go. This is the upright there. Let's go to the upright here. I'm sorry, the microphone. This is the upright. So basically, the Roland sound a little bit more bright, but there is something down there, and it sounds more authentic, more unique, let's say, not regular sound, even though it's regular sound, but so anyway, this is for me more silky, more clean, more precise piano sound. This is more unique, more with character, let's say, more a sound of European sound, and this is more perfect Japanese sounds. And I like the Japanese pianos better. Let's go back to the SK. I like the Japanese sounds more. Of course, the action here is faster and feels more natural than here. This is more slow action, but I think this is more reliable than this one. So, and it feels very good. So, basically, here you've got lesser sound, but I think more quality. Of course, the pianos on the Kawai. the pianos on the Kawai are another level than on the other companies. This is my personal opinion, except maybe Nord. But Roland is very, it's up there. Of course, this one got all the nuance of piano technology, and this one does not have the pedal sound. I don't know why they left this out. On their modeling engine, I know they've got the pedal sound, but I don't know why on their sampling engine, which is the, how they call it, supernatural. The sampling engine, they don't have, I think they don't have the pedal sound also on the other pianos. Because today, the flagship of their supernatural sampled piano is the RD88, and I guess the new Phantom O, which also got these pianos, okay? But the RD88 have only grand pianos. It does not have an upright sample. The Phantom O, I need to check, I don't know. And this one has a upright piano sample. So I guess the FP30X also have the upright piano sample. And also I guess it's got more pianos like the RD88. But I don't like their the speakers on the FP30X. And the other pianos on Roland, they are too similar to one another. Also, the SK and the EX are similar, but still there is a very noticeable difference. For me, the EX sound much more bright. And on the Roland, I heard the pianos on the RD88. I went to play there, as you can see on one of my videos. And it does not sound the same. They are very similar to one another, the pianos. Here, there is a little bit more difference. Let's listen to the SK5, the chamber piano. And this is the EX. This is the SK Concert, and this is the SK5. More intimate, the SK5. So each of the four pianos here has its own character, very noticeably the character of the piano. And here you've got mostly two pianos. Let's listen to the grand piano on the Roland. So I guess that the Roland is giving you the same quality of pianos and samples over all of their natural, on their engine, their sampling engine. They call it I forgot the name now. I'm sorry, this is the grand piano. So how do you know if it's the same piano? There is a simple answer to this. You check the sound on the bottom and the middle and the high, and you hear if there is a similarity to the sound. So if I will take, usually on the bass you hear it mostly. So if I will try the So, and let's go to the next one. This is the mellow. So I don't know if to tell you if it's the same piano. I guess it's the same piano at all of the patches. But in the mid there, it sounds anyway. Of course, this piano is not coming with half pedaling. This one is. And repedaling, this one does not. This one is. I don't know if it supports half pedaling units or not. Maybe it doesn't have the technology. Maybe it does. I don't know. We need to check it out because the Casio do have it on their priority. How do you call it? Pedal unit with the 3 I used to have it. They do have half pedaling. This one have half pedaling. This one is coming with floppy one, but the RD800 used to have a very good pedal. I don't remember if I knew then what is half pedaling, so I didn't check it out. So, but I think it supports because half pedaling, it's not just switch on and off. It's more. It's got more layers there on the pedaling of the piano. So anyway, on the other sound, I think let's go to the E-pianos. So my opinion on the E-pianos, of course, this is not a fair comparison. This is a flagship and this is an entry-level piano. But I'm talking about the piano sound because I guess the supernatural pianos here and the supernatural pianos on the RD88 and the supernatural pianos on the Phantom O is the same samples. I guess more pianos maybe, but I don't think they are giving less layers because I saw the Roland supernatural engine and I think it's got 4 or 5 layers of sampling at all of their pianos. On their expansion, their SRX, on their cloud, there is a cloud of Roland. You can pay a monthly fee and see their pianos and everything. And the Roland pianos are nice, but they are not at the top of the technology today. And where they went to the top of the technology is they went on this moduling system, which I don't like because it does not, at least here, it does not like this is now. They don't have the richness of a real piano, this moduling. So anyway, the EP here on the Kawai, I like better, although so, me personally, I like the rods here better. Sorry, the rods on the Kawai. sounds more authentic. Let's go to the next one. So this is the Wurlitzer. I like the Wurlitzer here, and here, let's listen to the Wurli on the Roland. So I like the Wurli again on the Kawai better. Now this is the DX7, which they call modern EP. But here there is a mix and then there is it. So so you can hear the sound. It's nice. I never played it. I think maybe once or twice. And now the Roland. And the Roland have another one, which is a mix of, I think, the three of them together. And I like this sound very much. But anyway, I think on the e-pianos also the Kawai is taking the lead. On the other sounds, by the way, so let's summarize it like this. On the same sounds, I think the Kawai, of course, the Kawai is a flagship. And there is a classic EP2. So it's another Rhodes, maybe it's a suitcase. And then we are going to the organs, the harpsichords, the mallet, and strings, and go. Here you've got 35 sounds, here you've got 55 sounds. So here you've got much more orchestral sounds, like strings and woodwinds and things that you does not have here. This is more basic sounds. But the sounds here are top notch. And also here, so I can tell you these things. Action, pianos, the Kawai take it. Also, I think the ES120 is taking the Roland. Although the Roland is a very good competition. So the Roland piano sound, except these pedal noises, is the best pianos that I played on, except the Kawai. Even better than my old core grand stage, because there is a balance to the sound. There is a balance to the there is a balance to the sound in the frequency much more than the other companies. Especially the Casio is not the same level, and I guess the Casio it's okay, but it's not the same level. The complexity and these sounds on the Casio don't have this boldness of the basses and everything. And the Korg was weird on the bass, to my opinion. It was too bright, and the pianos was sampled are too bright. But this is, I guess, sampling from the 80s or the 90s on the Korg. These have more new sample sets, so the SK sample set here are much more mellow, and the world are going towards mellow pianos. So if you will look at the new companies, especially Nord, they are having, most of the pianos there are very, very mellow, just like the Kawai, even more mellow than the Kawai. That's why people are so admiring Nord. Because today, people are going towards the mellow pianos than the bright pianos. Also, each piano you've got a mellow version and bright version, usually on all of the companies. But companies with bright pianos, their mellow pianos are pretty bright also. So anyway, this is the comparison between these two. Let me go back. The piano sounds on the Kawai are unparalleled with any other company, but their con is that they are too perfect. There isn't, Kawai needs to bring to the table new character pianos to their pianos. So felt pianos, more soft pianos, and more bright. The bright pianos here are okay. I'm never using them anyway. So, but this is and to accentuate the noises, the hammer noises, you can do it. You can get into the engine here and change and bring up the pedal sounds, the hammer sounds, everything. There are 20 parameters here you can edit. Here there are less parameters, but here you can edit also all of these sounds except the pedal sound which does not exist here. But the other parameters you can control here of the piano, which is excellent. Also, Casio are doing this, Korg and Yamaha less on this price level. Okay, on this price level, also Yamaha is doing this. Korg less, but Korg on my grand stage, they bring the string resonance feature, but there isn't too much tweaking, at least on the grand stage. I guess on the new pianos of Korg, they do. But to my opinion, this is the number one piano in the market as a standalone piano. And this is the number two, but this is the number one because it's some aspect that I care about and most of the professional pianists care about, which is the sound interface built in on all of Roland pianos. So this is a very, very good advantage that the Roland have over all of the other pianos, including, of course, all of Kawai lines, except maybe at Yamaha. The P125 used to have a audio interface. The new ones do not have and have other features, but I don't like Yamaha, not the sound, not the action. And the other companies, I told you I tried them all. This is my conclusion. Go with Kawai if you just want to play the piano. You want to enjoy a perfect piano sound. It's matter of taste, but to me it sounds like after trying many pianos and having many VST pianos, this is sort of even more precise than the Noir, because the Noir, it's a little bit too mellow, and this is just on the point, in the middle. And this one is also, I have to say, I like the piano, and that's why I didn't brought this one back to my studio, and I left it at my mom's place at the other studio, because it's fun and everything, but I'm using a lot of VST pianos, and at this point, this one is better because I'm enjoying it. Even though basically you can do almost everything here that you can do here because you've got line in and you've got, there is a, this is from Yamaha, my old CLP, I bought it. This is an Bluetooth adapter to pianos that do not have Bluetooth. So I put here and I can use MIDI Bluetooth with this feature, but you have to have the old 5-pin MIDI like here. And you can use an audio adapter to make it also a Bluetooth audio in. But without audio interface, you have to record the piano or by the internal recorder or by the left and right output. Here, you can record the piano through the audio interface directly to the computer, as I already showed you, the one that watched my video about Roland. So this is the main advantage. This is a portable studio, and this is a more portable digital, best, I think, best portable digital piano on the market today, which is acting as a piano mainly, okay? So as a portable gigging piano with speakers, I think this is the best today, except the ES920, which have better speakers and it's lighter. But as a machine, because of the sturdy build of this and the wooden, and this is, you know, this is a piece of art, this piano, and the ES920 is piece of technology, not piece of art. This is piece of art. So in 20 years from now, which one will be worth more, this one or the ES920? I think this one is, because in 20 years from now, this will survive the 920. I won't sure because of the plastic build. But as a, you know, a instrument for life, I would go with the ES8 more than the ES920, to my opinion. Even practically, the ES920 is better, but as an home use instrument and as a quality instrument, quality based instrument, this looks and feel more quality than the 920 on every aspect. Even the speakers here, even they are less powerful, but the sound of the speakers here is rare. It's giving the pianos here a character, just the speakers, because they are so gentle, so smooth, so they are even more mellow. They are making also here, it's making the piano more mellow, but this is here, because it's up-fronting you, the speakers, it's very unique. Here, because of the position of the speaker, and I guess it doesn't not have tweeters, I guess this one have tweeters, but the sound here is so magnificent, so high quality, the speakers here. Yesterday I went to a gig with this piano, my first gig with this piano outside of the studio, and people told me, listen, Tamir, this piano is marvelous. What is this piano? And I have to tell you, this one you do not, on a small gig, you do not need to have an external speakers. It just sounds marvelous. On a salon concert or, you know, a little porch concert, the speakers here are doing the job. This one I didn't try it yet. I didn't take it out of the studio. So as a piano, this one is better. As a gigging piano, this one is much better because the weight, the more sounds, the option to come with a laptop and one cable and have unlimited sounds, an option with this one. This one is as a standalone unit, as a standalone piano, it's much better. But on the other side, the weight and the amount of sounds and things like that, this one is less better than this one. This one has a rhythm section built in, of course, screen, so you don't need to handle it with the phone, with the mobile phone. This one also have a rhythm section, not on the level of this one, but it's got pretty nice rhythms. But you have to use it with the app. And when you are using with the app, you can reach all the sounds from the general MIDI. So you've got here more 200 sounds that you can reach. Here you cannot. This one also have general MIDI, but you cannot access this sound, only the internal sound. But if you will put in your thumb drive, if you put a MIDI file with sounds on a general MIDI, this will play it because it's got the general MIDI sounds like this one, but you cannot access them directly, like here through the app, okay? So it's not a big deal, but usually you will never use these general MIDI sounds because they are, 80s. They are very small size sounds. This is old technology, but sometimes you want the sounds of this helicopter and all the effects on the general MIDI and the barking dog and things like that. And sometimes the quality is not so important as, have a sound of some instrument that you need for the gig, which this one does not have. So, but usually if you are looking for these sounds, digital piano is not the tool for you. Go with the synth. If you are another synth, if you are buying a digital piano, usually you just want to play the best piano you can on it, which most of the musicians are using the piano sound. Anyway, thank you. This was my comparison between Kawai and Roland, and this was not a fair comparison because a fair comparison would be ES120 versus this one and not ES8. But anyway, the price as a second-hand versus the new one is not so big. It's $200, $300 more, and you are getting a flagship sounds. But again, I'm not regretting to have this one because I'm using it more than this one today because of the audio interface capability and the features and the Bluetooth features and everything. And the teaching, you can learn here piano, which this one you can, but I don't know how to do it. And I am going to try to find out. So thank you for being with me. This is the real comparison. I think they are both of them are great instruments. This one, as I told you before, more for the professional giggers, the pianist. And this one is lighter and suitable for other sounds also. But the pianos here are also great. So I can tell you, so on a long gigs or far away gigs, this is my instrument. I just tried this one last night because the place that we were performing there was very, very close to my mother's house. So it's to bring the piano that's already there. It wasn't a big deal, so I did it. And of course, I enjoyed to play it more. You have to admit that it's more enjoyable to play. And this one you can get on a very, very cheap prices as a second-hand piano. And I saw here in Israel, I'm telling you, 25% more than this one, you are getting an instrument twice the worth because it's second-hand. And the new ones are the same engine, the same pianos, the same everything, the same piano engine, the same sound engine. So except the lightness and the speaker configuration and the Bluetooth, I don't think it's worth it to play double just for these features. And you are getting less durable and less sturdy instrument. The build of this piano is on another level than all the others. I think this is built better than the Yamaha P515, and it's built better than the ES920, but the ES120 is lighter, and I'm going with Kawai decision on going on lightweight than sturdiness and quality of materials. But anyway, this is a great offer, and this is a great offer. So if you have this one on a good price, of course, go with it. I need always two pianos, and these are the two best. But I'm going to buy another one. I need another piano. Thank you, and bye-bye.